They cannot. That's the policy of X. X policy, Ngozi Oharabeze handle violates it, and Elon Musk doesn't respect anybody. Elon Musk is doing his job. That establishment belongs to Elon Musk. So he's not having anything to do with Tinubu administration. Tinubu himself is a violator of law, due process, equity, and justice. He's a man that actually violated the court order to release an innocent man in the recent time. Buhari did it in the past. Tinubu has done it. So X could never have looked that way, to disobey or to, rubbish someone like that, like Ngozi Oharabeze. They are following their community policy. I don't know what I understand. That's why they actually, let me say, strike Oharabeze's X account. So there's no issue with that. And again, Elon Musk could not have stooped that low, playing game of politics with Nigerian government. Elon Musk in question, I think I see him aligning with Trump and the Biafra international lobbyists to make sure that he come down to southeastern Nigeria and develop Igbo land. Elon Musk will never have anything contrary like that. So what happened is that he went against the policy of X, then the communication policy. Anything about Nigerian government, all the social media giants, they know Nigerian government as a government, illegitimate government, a government that is full of fallacies. So they wouldn't have at least done anything like that.
That's how the government going around lavishing money on Samuel. Wasting money on Samuel. How is Samuel become a problem to Nigeria? Since Samuel have been deprived not to speak to Biafrans, has the insecurity of Nigeria stopped? The answer is no.
Suspend our account. But do you think that Nigeria government can continue with this? We saw what they did to Ekpa, and again, they are with Ngozi even planning to even arrest her possibly. What's your take as regards this?
The truth, if it is Nigerian government that is going for Oharabeze, I think it's not the solution to it. Because if you block Oharabeze account, another person will stand up again. There are millions of people, thousands of people, Biafrans, who can do more than what Oharabeze is doing. So blocking that woman account is not what is not needed. Now that the IBB have revealed the secret that Igbos are not the one that planned the coup. Don't forget that because of this coup, Igbos have been denied to go into the corridors of power after the Biafra war. After the Govt have said to the Igbos that no victor, no vanquish. Igbos have been in the vanquish side. Don't allow them to come here to the corridor of power. But now that the secret has been revealed, for me, I will have think by now Nnamdi Kanu should have been free from the hand of DSS. Because if we look at the first place, what make Nnamdi Kanu to come out to fight for Biafra was because of this injustice, this marginalization given to the Igbos, whereby you don't allow them to come into the corridors of power. Don't forget that the former vice president said that without Igbo, no Nigeria. They are the one that control the economy, which is the person of Osibanjo. Even the president and vice president also testified to it, that when he went to Imo State, Enugu State, that Igbos are the engine rooms of the economy of Nigeria. So if you agree that these people are the engine room of the economy of Nigeria, why don't you give that chance to rule? So for me, blocking Oharabeze Twitter account is a waste of time, and it's waste of Nigerian resources, taxpayers' money. Look at what is happening in America now. Donald Trump have told UK that every penny that Joe Biden spent on them during the war, that Ukraine are going to pay heavily for it. Because it's taxpayers' money. That's how a reasonable country, a country that is governed by rule of law, works. You don't spend people taxpayers' money. That's how the government going around lavishing money on Samuel. Wasting money on Samuel. How is Samuel become a problem to Nigeria? Since Samuel have been deprived not to speak to Biafra, has the insecurity of Nigeria stopped? The answer is no. We are in this country a few weeks ago where the Fulani bandits stormed Ebonyi State and killed over 30 people, choosing members who are going to church. So instead of Nigerian government to face on the insecurities and work on the foreign country, as I speak to you, hunger is leveraging Nigeria. The economy of Nigeria is in shambles. Yes, you keep going after these people in the diaspora. If Nigeria is okay, do you think reasonable Igbo people will believe on Samuel Ekpa? Samuel Ekpa is not even in Nigeria. Dr. Oharabeze is not in Nigeria. It's because of Nigeria is not working. Many Nigerians are jobless. That's why they have time That's why Nigerian government give them time to listen to Samuel Ekpa or listen to Samuel or Rabweze, because they feel that these people are fighting for them. So for me, blocking Rabweze Twitter account, for me, is not the solution to the problem.
It's not the solution. Okay, and we know that she has created a new account, and with what I've seen, a lot of Biafrans on Twitter are so upset. They said if they have their way, they will also block that of President Tinubu for this injustice. And they said because they know that Tinubu and the government have that Ngozi has a very strong point of view and a very strong voice for coming to expose the Nigerian government and the Nigerian military. That's why they've done this to her. Another thing is we want to look at is that the UN have ordered for the release of Samuel Ekpa and all freedom fighters around the world. Do you think that the UN have what it takes to let go of Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel Ekpa?
Yes, of course, they have what it takes, because Nigeria, we are just claiming we're sovereignty of our own country. Rather than our leader, they went to these people and borrow money. They take order from them. So if the UN truly want to ask the Nigerian government to free Samuel Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu, they will do the needful. Because at the first place, you say, who are the people backing Nigerian government not to release Nnamdi Kanu? It's Britain. Don't forget that Nnamdi Kanu is from UK. If the UK will have done the needful, Nnamdi Kanu will not be in the DSS station today. Because they know that they are making the country. That the Nnamdi Kanu is exposing their secret on a daily basis. That's why they keep mute. They don't speak of Nnamdi Kanu. They do all their possible, but because they know that it's going to be against their law. That's why they do all the possible means that Nigerian government did not kidnap Nnamdi Kanu in the UK. They went to Kenya, one of the African countries, to go and do that unlawful act by kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. So for me, there's nothing. It's not going to be a new thing for us. They are the one that supporting Nigerian government to detain Nnamdi Kanu. If they come and put pressure on the same Nigerian government to release it, of course they will do the needful. But one thing that is sure that Donald Trump is involved, and this is Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu will be revealed. I did it on my platform where Donald Trump also said that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. And killing of Christians in the Southeast should stop. So Nigerian government does not have a choice, because Donald Trump is the president of the world. He has every power capacity to put pressure on any country in the world, and they will do the needful. Look at it now, all the countries that have been supporting Ukraine right now, all of them, they are falling behind Donald Trump now, because Donald Trump have told Ukraine that at the first place, the fight you went for, you went for a wrong fight. And today, Ukraine, they are on their own. When I was telling people that Ukraine, what the president of Ukraine is doing rubbish. People say, I don't have sense. I don't know what I'm saying. What achievement and what benefit has this Ukraine fight bring to Ukraine? Rather, he has killed billions of Ukraine. How can you say, like Niger now, who is our border, Niger say you want to fight Nigeria? Is it possible? Why will Ukraine say you want to go and fight Russia? If you have problem, you dialogue it. Go into dialogue with them and settle it. So for me, Donald Trump is the light of the world, and the light has come to shine, and the darkness cannot comprehend it.
Okay. You talk about Trump and UK, backing, see Nigeria for Nnamdi Kanu, not releasing Nnamdi Kanu. But unfortunately, we've seen Donald Trump, ban, aside ban Nigerians from US, he has also banned Nigeria. Even the UK are involved, giving them free access to visa to the US just recently. I think yesterday, UK was among. Do you not think that he knows that UK are supporting Nigeria?
UK are evils. British are evil. They are part of people that they put us into this. So Trump have known them. Don't you know that it is a UK that push Ukraine to this fight? Trump have seen that. That's why Trump have denied them visa now. No visa for UK, no visa for Nigeria to US in 2025. So they are evil. It is only Nnamdi Kanu that have the gall to talk the evil about Queen Elizabeth before her death. And that's why UK, they are better than that young man. Despite Nnamdi Kanu is the citizens of UK. So in UK is evil. They are part of the problem we are facing in Nigeria.
But do you think that this will affect UK or make them, rethink their
It might not really affect them, but they don't have any option because they cannot fight US. They don't have what it takes to fight US. As I talk to you now, you say Macron yesterday went to visit Donald Trump. Telling Donald Trump, I'm with you. I'm not with UK. So UK, they are afraid. Evils of UK will hurt after them. That's what Nnamdi Kanu have told them.
Option was that political leadership of the country eludes the Igbos. The Igbos have not been able to be part of the political leadership of the country since 1966 till date. It is an eyesore. It is, let me say, the privation of the highest order. It is a hyper marginalization meted against Igbo man, that the Fulani, the Yoruba, the Hausa and the rest of them have been ruling Nigeria for over how many years now, and Nigeria has not been able to become a good country, a place to be.
Finland has summoned the ambassador for Nigeria. The book of IBB has revealed many things against the Igbos, which the book has in circulation. Even there's a pressure from the north. They are telling Babangida to ban the book so that further release of the book should be on hold, because the book is reaching all the nations, and many nations now are now sympathetic to the Biafran people, that the genocide of the civil war and the coup was not the fault of the Igbos. If you are watching, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop your comments, like and share, and watch all of our former videos for more information. Mr. Ralph, Finland has now summoned the Nigerian ambassador. We want to see you over the case of Simon Ekpa, because his people are not the cause of the civil war, and they did conduct the military coup.
There is more.
How does that come to you, sir?
There is much international sympathy, going on all around the globe in favor of Igbo man, bordering on the book released by IBB recently. It was actually discovered that the coup was all Nigerian coup. It wasn't particularly for Igbo man. The Igbo man were killed, the whole military officers in the barracks across Nigeria in their large numbers. I could remember a pregnant wife of a particular soldier from Igbo extraction, as a result of, let me say, a high moral and respect in the military, he shot his wife. No, he shot his husband. His husband killer was his husband's brother. What a pity. Colonel Unebu was shot in the presence of his wife, pregnant wife, by a military officer who happens to be his immediate junior brother. That is the kind of respect they have within the military hierarchy. So the book written by IBB, the former military head of state of this country, has actually vindicated the entire Igbos, that the genocide of 1967, 68, 69, 70 was for nothing. The Igbos have been vindicated. This is attracting international sympathies from all European countries, American countries, Asians, and even Australia. They have now begun to ask questions. There should be compensation, reparation if care is not taken. But the question now is that, can Igbo man take anything, material or otherwise, for compensation? Is the current quest for emancipation of Biafra or secession of Biafra or ceding away from Nigerian country not what is paramount or tantamount in the mind of the Igbos? I think secession, ceding away, emancipation of Biafran nation is what Igbo man needed now. We don't need compensation, we don't need reparation. Igbo man being in his own region, his own nation, is what is very, very paramount in the minds of the Igbos. The killings of 1967 was based on the fact that a coup that was staged was orchestrated or planned by a particular region in Nigeria. They went after that region and made sure that they actually killed over 6 million people. 6 million Igbos were acquired by a Nigerian military clique led by Colonel Gowon, sponsored by British government under a particular prime minister in Britain then from 1967 to 1970. I know the name of the man, but I couldn't remember it. Very soon I will still work on my research to find out his name. He sponsored the killings, he sponsored Nigerian military clique, supplied them with arms, and actually it was obvious a genocide was going on then, and which made an Irishman, an Irish admirer, Igbo admirer, and a good Samaritan. So someone, a martyr, he died for the Igbos. By what? Pouring petrol, gasoline on his body in front of United Nations Secretariat, New York. He ignited lighter, and the flame engulfed this man. This man committed suicide. He died. So what am I trying to say? It attracted international sympathy then. The way Kwachoko, malnutrition actually exterminated the entire Biafran children in 1960s, and this time around, the persecution that is going on within Nigeria contraption was that political leadership of the country eludes the Igbos. The Igbos have not been able to be part of the political leadership of the country since 1966 till date. It is an eyesore. It is, let me say, the privation of the highest order. It is a hyper marginalization meted against Igbo man that the Fulani, the Yoruba, the Hausa and the rest of them have been ruling Nigeria for over how many years now, and Nigeria has not been able to become a good country, a place to be. Meaning that the leadership of these tribes, at least aforementioned, are very, very fallible, incompetent, clueless leadership, while the Igbo man is still stepping aside watching. And this time around, exoneration, vindication has come through a book written by IBB. It is too obvious that the reason for that coup of 1966 was for a Yoruba man to become Nigerian president. And actually, you've seen what Awolowo later did to the Igbo in 1970.
Now, as we are closing, then the question is just simple and straightforward. How did Igbos were able to rise after the bad news of the Civil War? They gave them 20 pounds, according to what we read in history. But then they are now buying houses, they are building houses, they have traveled all across the world. How were they able to manage that 20 pounds? And that 20 pounds became a very big amount of money.
It was a great miracle. It is a story that nobody could actually tell, so fervently or perfectly. What took place amazes all humanity. Even the Igbos were, generally astounded. It was a great bewilderment that after 1970, Awolowo gave all of us 20 pounds, and before 1976, they had been able to build houses, to buy houses at Enugu GRA. I mean brick houses, built and managed by the British. Everywhere at Omoete Crescent, Enugu GRA, were bought still by the same Igbo man. As I'm talking to you, in 1996, 1974, 75, we've been able to secure one at Enugu GRA. As I'm talking to you, all Enugu GRA were bought largely by the same Igbos. This success, this kind of story of breakthrough still remains a miracle to the sight of anybody that listens. Within a space of 50 years, Igbos have not only dominated Nigerian country, but outside Nigeria, all over the continent of Africa, even extended to Europe and Asia. When you talk about entrepreneurship and business, we see that the most prolific entrepreneur today in our world is Tony Elumelu. Tony Elumelu is of Igbo extraction from Delta State. And you can talk about Hubert Wigwe, the sole owner of Access Bank, that died of plane crash last year, is of an Igbo extraction, I think, from River State. The Igbos, after the war, they stood up to their feet again and started their, domineering, let me say, not attitude, but domineering in all facets.
Another Fulani man has been tipped to replace President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to 2031. That's a political settings. And we find that segment that they are grooming Nuhu Ribadu, who is the NSA, National Security Officer, to replace Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2031. Now, where is the place of the Igbos in all these things? Does it mean that the Igbos have no future in Nigeria? If you are watching, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop your comments, like, and then share with others. Mr. Tinubu, is there no future for the Igbos? Nuhu Ribadu is the next president after Bola Ahmed Tinubu, according to the APC calculation, which El-Rufai made yesterday at Arise Television. What are your opinions?
Yes, if you look at what El-Rufai has been saying of recently, that it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu that stopped his ministerial nomination, that it wasn't the National Assembly. And secondly, that the issue of whether he's leaving APC to PDP is nobody's business, that he will decide wherever he's going to go at the end of the day, you know. But if you look at all the calculation based on the recent arrangement with Wike over the South caucus meeting, where he claimed that, you know, that him, Wike, is in charge of the PDP South, even though he's surpassing the APC. And then secondly, if you look at what is already building up close to a coalition of the opposition, and